to just this?
Mm-hmm.
How did they get it to just this?
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you, but I'm sure you tapped on something.
To get it to just this?
Mm-hmm.
It does. Oh my god. Wait, did you make it higher?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make it higher?
Just lifted it up.
Whoa. Wait, why is there a red thing at the top?
It's recording.
What's a record mean?
Like it's saving what I'm doing.
Oh.
So I just folded buckets of laundry, like buckets. Why, do you ask? Why are you folding buckets of laundry, other than the fact that you have 3 kids and thus there is always lots of laundry to do? I'll tell you, friends, because instead of preparing for Felix's surgery tomorrow, which the day I'm filming this, it's Sunday, the 1st of May, Felix's second surgery date, i.e. the first one got canceled because of COVID, the surgeon had COVID, so now we're waiting on the second one. It's supposed to be tomorrow. I say supposed to be because it's no longer going to be tomorrow because we got COVID. So the surgeon got COVID, we got COVID. How the hell did we get COVID? We don't know. We don't know. We're assuming Kasper brought it home from school because our daycare checks every day. They have like rapid tests, so they're checking constantly because obviously she has lots of kids coming and going. Nobody there is sick. Everybody, when Felix is there, including the other daycare kids, everyone wears masks because Felix can't wear a mask and because of the fact that he's supposed to have surgery, and we didn't want this to happen. I literally have not left my house to go anywhere since before Easter, and we didn't go anywhere for Easter. We stayed home, and we've been doing grocery pickup. Like, we haven't even really been going in the grocery store. So presumably Kasper brought it home from school because obviously he's not wearing a mask all the time. Like, outside we told him he doesn't have to wear one, and at lunchtime he can't eat with a mask on, and nobody else at school is wearing masks. For the most part, I'm making a sweeping generalization. We went to have, so Kasper's birthday party was on the 23rd. We canceled it because my mother-in-law got COVID and my brother-in-law's girlfriend got COVID. So even though they were technically in the clear, it had been long enough, we were like, no, because we don't want anyone of us to get COVID and we don't want my dad to get sick, and he's not been doing so hot lately. So we figured, you know, like, we'll just postpone. We'll postpone until after Felix's surgery, once we kind of have a hang on what's going on. So Kasper didn't get his birthday party again, but we went to the park outside. It was great. Weren't a lot of kids there. On the Sunday, we got all dolled up and we went to London and we had family photos done and everyone was feeling great. So that was good. And the kids were happy. They were running around playing. And then Monday, when we woke up, Kasper was great. Peter was great. I was tired, but I mean, like, I'm up nursing multiple times through the night and it's been busy lately and I'm stressed because Felix's surgery. But Felix wasn't looking so good. He had a little bit of a cough and we were like, okay, he's probably just run down, so we're gonna keep him home from daycare. So we let our daycare lady know, I pop a couple Tylenol, whatever, move on with my life. Tuesday, I was on the couch with the baby most of the night because both of them need to sleep. But obviously, if Felix is making noise, the baby's not gonna sleep. If the baby's making noise, the Felix isn't gonna sleep. So I was on the couch with the baby most of the night. Kasper comes down, he's feeling great. I'm like, okay, go grab your school clothes, get yourself dressed. I got up, wasn't happy about it, but I got up, I made him his lunch. He had breakfast. He was like ready to go by like 7:20, which is a miracle because he doesn't have to get to the bus. We don't leave the house until 8 o'clock to go to the bus. So he was quite happy. He got to watch his shows, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, it's getting to crunch time. I should probably go like wake Peter and Felix up. So I go upstairs. Felix looks like crap. Like, he's snotty, he's rosy cheeked, his lips look red and puffy. Like, he's just not having a good time. And I looked at Peter, I'm like, so I guess we're not gonna send him to daycare. And Peter was like, no. So I was like, okay, fine. So I come back downstairs and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't want to test because how? And also with his surgery being so close, I'm like, no, I don't want to. So Peter comes down, he goes, I hate to be that guy. I'm like, no, I know. So I get out, we have a bunch of rapid tests, like from my work, and Kasper had been sent home with some for this exact reason, right? So I get a couple set up for me and for Kasper because Felix was still nibbling on breakfast, as was Peter. So I do mine, and it was like instant positive. And I was just like, well, then we all have it because like I wasn't feeling good at that point. Kasper did not want his done, but I was like, buddy, we got to. So I had to get Peter to hold him so I could like swizzle his schnoz. Did it. He was positive, but he's been fine this whole time other than like a bit of a runny nose. So this was like almost a week ago because today's Sunday and this was Tuesday. So it's almost a week ago, 6 days. And then Peter did his, positive. We did Felix, the plague vector, positive, We did not do the baby because we're just assuming at this point positive, because obviously he's basically been on me this whole time. So shoot. So I called the doctor, like the surgeon's office. The lady is away from office until Monday the 2nd, tomorrow, when he's supposed to be going in for surgery. And I was like, okay, well then what do I do? Okay, fine. So I called, our social worker left a message. Within like 10 minutes, she called me back and she was like, I don't know what the current protocol is. So I have your information. I am going to go talk to whomever I need to talk to and I will call you back. Okay, fine. So she calls me back. Either she called me back or the nurse from pre-admit called me back and was like, so we can't do his surgery. How is he doing? Blah, blah, blah. So surgery needs to be postponed for the second time, at which point now my heart is pounding. I'm ready to lose it because it's like, I can't keep dealing with this. Also, I feel like crap on top of everything. I can't keep dealing with this like mental, emotional, up and down, up and down. He's going, he's not, he's going, he's not, he's going, he's not. This kid needs his surgery. He needed it like a year ago. Let's be real. So I'm this close to breaking down. Monday afternoon, I did have a literal mental breakdown because it had just been a day. And now I know why. It's because like COVID had its claws in me. It was like, okay, what's going to happen now is we're going to have anesthesia call you on Thursday. So this was Tuesday. We're going to have them call you on Thursday afternoon to talk about like, how is he doing? What are his symptoms? How does he sound? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, because there was the possibility that we would have to wait 6 weeks, because even pre-COVID, if you have a chest infection or like a chest cold or anything, you're supposed to wait 6 weeks if you're going to be intubated for your surgery, because they don't want you to have to stay intubated after the surgery's done and like stay in the ICU or whatever. Obviously, we don't want that to be the case either. So wonderful. The surgeon ends up calling me a little bit later. The next day was Wednesday. The surgeon called me. She's wonderful. She was like, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm not good. I'm really upset because like we've been so careful. We've been so incredibly careful. And like now I'm being told his surgery is gonna have to wait until like June, July, I don't know. And she was like, okay, well, I've canceled it for the 2nd, but I'm gonna like put you guys in for the 9th. So the following week. She goes, I'm gonna talk to anesthesia and I want them to assess him in person. I don't want it to just be over the phone. So someone will call you with an appointment to bring him in to be assessed by anesthesia. Sometime later, the nurse from pre-admit calls and I was like, okay, so this is what's happening. You're gonna bring him in on this day. It's like literally the earliest that we can go in while also adhering to the isolation/quarantine rules. Because we didn't test positive till Tuesday morning. We can go in on Thursday afternoon. So probably because I don't want all of us to go, Peter will take him on Thursday afternoon to pre-admit. They will listen to his chest and make a decision on that. So if they give us the thumbs up, the green light, then he will be having surgery like 4 days later on Monday the 9th. If they give us the thumbs down or the whoa, no, don't even think about it, then probably we have to wait until the 6 weeks, which is early June. Obviously, like I want it to be the safest option, but for God's sakes, I don't want to wait until June. I just don't. Every day is a struggle. Have we not been through enough? Haven't we? So that's the story. That is the story of why my house is in a shambles, my life is in a shambles, and my laundry is in a shambles. There's still 2 baskets to fold and put away, plus the continual amount that's always going. We have stripped the beds and washed them, like the sheets and everything, which is why there's nothing on the bottom here, because I stripped Kasper's bed, which is the top, and then at the one night bedtime, Peter literally just switched the mattresses. Because it was faster than having to like climb around with a Felix running amok to try and put sheets on the bed. Our bed's been stripped and washed on sanitized cycle like I don't know how many times. The crib's been washed. Yesterday, Kasper and I came up here because Peter and Felix were having a snooze. Augie was snoozing and then wasn't. So I just wheeled the bassinet around with me and we Lysol wiped, like I Lysol wiped his bed, his stairs, all of the handles on his cabinet here, like his dresser, the windowsill, the dresser top, the door handles, the closet door handles. Like I Lysol wiped everything. In the crib, I Lysol wiped like the crib, all of the pieces, because like Felix's hands and mouth and hands everywhere. Wiped down everything. I've wiped down our bathroom downstairs. Change of scenery because my phone got too full. So I was saying, good thing I've like majorly cleaned our powder room recently. I don't know if I've posted that video yet. If I haven't, video coming soon. But yeah, so I just pulled the wipes out from underneath the counter and just like wipe down everything, toilet, countertop, everything. Going through a lot of wipes, but hey, it's a recommended thing to frequently clean your bathroom if you have COVID. As of right now, it's been enough days that we're like in the clear, which is exciting, which means Kasper can go back to school tomorrow. He's very excited. We're very excited. Otherwise, I feel like I need to disinfect. Like I wish I could just like spray my entire house down, because we don't want Felix to get sick again if we end up having to wait the 6 weeks until June, which I mean, at this point, it's probably only 5 weeks or 4.5 weeks, but still, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. We don't want to get sick again. I've vacuumed and steam mopped the floors a couple times. I would like to Lysol wipe all of the handles. I want to wipe the play mat off. I want to dismantle Augie's play circle thing and wash that. I've washed the blankets. I want to strip the couch cushions off. I wanted to do that anyways, but now I really want to do that and use my like spot cleaner to like clean the rest of the upholstery on the couch, scrub down the cupboards. So like obviously I'm wiping the counters and like the stovetop and everything like frequently. Am I being a little bit overboard? Probably, but literally terrified that my kid is going to have to wait until June and I'm going to have to try and keep us healthy for that amount of time, which doesn't seem like a big deal, especially because it took 2.5 years for COVID to finally get us. But like for actuals, like we've literally done all we could and this is still what happened. I'm going to try and get this video up tomorrow, which will be Monday, May the 2nd, the day he's supposed to have surgery, so that anybody who's following can check in and see what's going on. Also, this explains why there hasn't been a new video in over a week, because I felt like death. Perfect. I need to go check on dinner. So like, share, subscribe, all the cool kids are doing it, and stick around because we're gonna do some more fun things. So I have an update to round out this video. This video will be going up on the 7th because it is almost 10 o'clock at night and I'm just finishing it now. Peter took Felix to the hospital on Thursday. Didn't end up needing to, because literally 5 minutes after they left, the anesthesia guy called and was like, oh, is this Felix's mom? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, but my husband just left. This guy just left with Felix to go for his appointment, like for his anesthesia consult. And they were like, anesthesia consult? Yes. He was like, oh, I have you written down as like a phone appointment. So clearly there were some serious miscommunications and he didn't end up needing to go in. So the guy was like, I'm going to call you back in 10 minutes. Try and get a hold of your husband to get him to turn around so he doesn't drive all the way into the city. Didn't manage to get a hold of Peter. So they made it all the way to the hospital, into the parking garage, and then basically turned around and came home. They did stop for Starbucks, which was a lovely treat. Anyway, so I spoke with the anesthesia guy about Felix's symptoms of COVID and like how he was doing. And basically they were like, as long as he was symptom free or like better by 10 days out from the potential surgery date. So that would have brought us to like the 29th of April. And I was thinking back like, yeah, I think so. I mean, like, it's hard to say because he's 2.5. He's non-verbal, minimal to no communication. He's still teething, molars. He doesn't swallow super well all of the time. So like he still coughs sometimes. He drools like a bucket. So sometimes he chokes and coughs on his drool. Like he had like maybe 2 or 3 really bad days. Like Monday he was icky. Tuesday was disgusting. But like by Tuesday evening or afternoon he was fine. And then Wednesday he was still coughing a bit. But I would say by like Friday he was good. He was miserable because he's almost always miserable, but he was fine. So the guy was like, okay, then we're good to go. That's scary because that was Thursday. Today's Friday, and he's going in for brain surgery on Monday. So now that Friday's basically done, I have 2 more days. I'm almost grateful that it happened this way because at least all 3 of my kids will be home for Mother's Day on Sunday. Because had his surgery been on the 2nd, Peter and Felix would still be at the hospital right now, and they'd be at the hospital for probably most of next week. I'm going to do my best to take some time tomorrow to prepare so that I can make my life a little bit easier when I'm flying solo with Kasper and Augie. Of course, he couldn't wait 3 days. He had to have a massive head drop overnight, and he bashed his face off the side of the crib and split his lip open. But like nobody noticed because obviously it's dark, and usually he wakes up crying, so we just scoop him up and bring him into our room. And it maybe like 6 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. I was woken up by him aggressively snuggling me, and I was like, "What's on your face? Like there's like a smudge there," and I'm thinking like, "What's like we wouldn't put him to bed with like a smudgy face," so I put 2 and 2 together. And was like, oh, you probably cut your lip. Did he ever cut his lip on? Like I turned my lamp on and was just like, oh God. So he had blood on his shirt, blood on his pants, in his room, blood on the crib, blood on his crib sheet, blood on his weighted blanket, and blood on our bed sheets. Fantastic. So I'll be washing our bed sheets tomorrow. I've washed his crib sheet and his jammies. I still have to wash his weighted blanket. That'll probably be a tomorrow problem. So now he has a giant fat lip, like right, I'll try to include a picture like right here. 2 more days and then my kid's brain is getting split in half. It's almost laughable and it's scary, but it's also really good. Like I'm feeling a lot of emotions about it and I'm not really sure how to express it, and that's fine. It's, as my friend said eloquently, you're allowed to feel a ton of emotions all at once. So I am happy and sad and scared and angry that it has to happen, but grateful that it is happening, and like that hopefully we can move past this and maybe he will be able to make some improvements in other areas of his life. But I'm gonna end this here and try and get some more work done before I go to bed. I have a couple of spring cleaning videos coming up and post-COVID cleaning videos coming up. So if you like that sort of thing, stick around. If you don't, I don't know, wait until I've got a sewing video out. Don't know when that's coming. And other than that, I'm going to do my best to document Felix's surgery and progression and recovery and all of that good stuff. So send the good vibes, positive thoughts.